All right, welcome everybody. We're excited to be here. Hope everybody's excited too. We got a lot of fun updates for you tonight. Some things to go through, and update you on some barrel picks, update you on what's going on with the organization. We're going to do drawing again for the allocated bottles. We've got some updates with that as well. And then, of course, just like every live stream, we're going to open it up to the chat for questions at the end. This organization is not just us up here. It's all of us together in the chat. So we want you guys to feel involved. We want you guys to be involved, ask questions, and follow up on what we have going on. So with that said, we are going to kick it off with the main topic. And that's going to be an update on all of our barrels, the barrel picks we've done, the picks we've got scheduled, and everything that's going on with that. So with that, Bill, you want to kick us off with our barrel updates?
Happy to. Thanks, Joe. Good evening, everybody. Hope it's a fantastic Thursday night wherever you are. Cheers to all of you. Thanks for joining us, whether it's live here tonight or recorded after the fact. So as Joe said, we'll talk a little bit about barrel picks. The time is coming. We've been talking about this for a while, and it's becoming real, folks. There's gonna be bottles headed your way soon. So if I'll walk through the four that we've talked about, and then I get some fun here to talk about the last two of the year that we'll announce those tonight as well. So let's start with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, our founder's pick. It's in, guys, and
yes, finally,
it's here, right? Lance and his wonderful wife and a couple of friends are going to be at A1 Liquors on the 14th of July to start putting our founders bottle in boxes so we can get it out to members. The barrel yielded 192 bottles. Some of this should be a little bit of review if you got the email or the Patreon post or the Discord post or the many ways we updated you recently. So that those 192 bottles are in. Now we're going to hold back 2 cases, and this is going to be pretty normal process for us where we keep 2 cases in reserve of any pick. The first reason we're going to do that is in case any bottles break in transit. The second reason we're going to do that is so we have some saved for our summer event next year so we can share some of these pours together in person. So with 192 bottle yield and holding a couple of cases back, it gives us about 180 bottles. Since we have 147 members, we've got 33 or so bottles that you are going to have available to you over and above your members bottle. So of course, the first bottle comes to you as part of your membership dues, including shipping, but we're going to have 30 or so bottles available, and we're going to put those on sale if you want to back up, or if somebody in the $5 tier wants to buy one of these, we're going to put those on sale for $89.99. There's going to be a process that we're going to institute around priority for these extra bottles. Joe's going to talk about that here in a little bit. If you recall, when we were at Elijah Craig or at Heaven Hill, we got a little lucky with a second barrel, the famous short barrel. Well, if data turns out to be right, which we're going to verify, it wasn't as short as we thought. The report is that it's yielded 109 bottles. Now, this barrel is not in yet. It did not come at the same time. So that still needs to be verified. Barrel felt a little light. So we'll see if that's actually true. If it is, though, that will mean that we'll have 97 of those available after the 2-case holdback. We'll also put those on sale for $89.99. The process Joe's going to talk about in a little bit, we'll cover that as well. The pick team that was at Heaven Hill is guaranteed access to one of those bottles for purchase, of course. And then we will come up with a process for determining who else will have a chance to purchase one of those. Second, hard truth. We don't know the yield on the Hard Truth barrel yet, although we do know they average around 220 bottles. So we're expecting a very good yield here. With 147 members and a 2-case holdback, we expect a number of extra bottles to be able to sell as backup bottles. The label has been finalized and approved. We've seen the art, and we know the barrel tested at 126 proof. So based on what we're hearing, we think we'll be able to deliver this in mid to late August, but until we actually have the barrel in hand, that's an estimate at this point. Third is Maker's Mark. The staves are in the barrel. It is resting. And as we know, that's a couple of months, 3 month or so process. So we don't have any further updates on that. Maker's Mark's pretty good about getting to you pretty quick when the barrel's ready, though. And we have not yet gotten that work. Fourth pick that everybody has heard about is Middle West, the cask strength dark pumpernickel rye. If you've never had one of these, you are in for a treat. Now, I had never heard of it either. And Joe Carter got a bottle for me. Whoop, hang on. Right here. This is what we're talking about.
It's so good. It's so good, guys.
It's so good. This one happens to be 125.96 proof. It's wild stuff. Really, really excited we're going to get to pick one of these. It's not something that you can find in any ordinary liquor store. This is scheduled for August 26th. As you recall, we've already selected the pick team. Kim has been working hard on plans and reservations to make that a really good weekend. So we'll have more for you on the pick, and I'm sure Lance is going to do a video, and we'll have a good time with that on the 26th of August. So that's the 4 picks that we've talked about. And of course, part of this is part of the arrangement was that we would get to 6 picks in a year. And I'm excited to let you know that the last 2 picks have been determined. And I think you're going to be really excited about these. The first one, or the 5th one, depending on how you look at it, one of the newly approved picks is by a brand I'm pretty partial to. In fact, I got a little in my glass right here. Maybe you've heard of them. And that is Foregate. That's right, folks. We're doing a Foregate pick. This will unfortunately not be an in-person pick. This is going to be a live stream pick. This happens to be Kelvin Collaboration 2. Great stuff. The samples are en route to me. I hope to have them early to mid next week. And we are tentatively planning a live stream on the 20th of July. Our normal live stream, monthly live stream, would be a week later. We're going to do this one. So we'll have back-to-back weeks so we can do this pick online with all of you, tentatively scheduled for the 20th of July. Samples are coming for 3 different barrels that we'll have to pick from. One is a toasted cask strength rye. One is a toasted cask strength bourbon. The third is a sherry rum finished bourbon. So exciting news there. And then the 6th pick, the last one that we'll do for the year, I'm pleased to announce is going to be Still Austin. We don't have Still Austin scheduled yet, so we're not going to build the pick team yet. We're targeting that pick to be in the September or October timeframe. And we hope we can even do it in person, which means a trip to Austin, Texas. That is not confirmed yet. But that is the goal, is to be able to go to Austin and do this pick in person. But if we can't, our goal will be to get a pick team together in a central location, Bardstown, Louisville, Kentucky, something like that. So the pick team can get together and make an event out of it. So that's pick number 6. So in our first year as a group, we're going to do Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Hard Truth, Maker's Mark, Middle West, Foregate, and Still Austin. I'd say it's a pretty amazing first year.
That's a great lineup. That's a great lineup.
Great lineup. And I hope everybody is as excited as this board is to bring it to you. And unless there's any questions, Joe, I'll turn it over to you so you can talk about the process on the extra bottles.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I hope you guys are excited about those last two as I am. And judging by some of the chat coming through here, you guys are pretty excited. So that's awesome. The Still Austin, I'm really excited before. I mean, Bill is turning me into a 4-gate fan, but Still Austin cast strength, if none of you out there have had an opportunity to try Still Austin cast strength, put some messages out on Discord and try and get some samples, because it's just wild. And if you say you don't like Texas whiskey, I challenge you to try Still Austin, because it's just phenomenal.
Particularly the picks. The picks.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, some good feedback coming in the chat there. Super happy that you guys are excited about these. But we do have to get into some more kind of barrel pick topic here, and that is how we're going to proceed with the extra bottles that come from our higher yielding barrels and the short barrel. I know everyone's real excited about the short barrel. So we kicked this around in the board meetings quite a bit, trying to come up with the best method. And we realize there's a lot of you out there that do want either a backup, or there's people in the $5 tier do want an opportunity to buy some of these, but it might not be everybody. So the way we're going to handle all of it. So the short barrel will happen this way, individual, and each of our extra bottles from the higher yielding barrels will work this way. We will post a Patreon poll that basically is an opt-in. So if you're like, yes, I want an extra bottle, or you're in the $5 tier and you're like, yes, I want a bottle, you're going to just mark on the poll, yes. We're going to take that whole list. We can export it in Excel. And for example, the short barrel, how many bottles did you say we're going to have after we hold our 2 cases, Bill? About
it's gonna be 30 to 35. I mean, right now we're thinking 33 on the Founders barrel, and it'll be 97 on the short barrel if the 109 is correct.
Yeah. So if the 109 is correct on the short barrel, let's say that's 97 bottles, right, that we're going to have available. So if we don't get up to 97 people on the list, then great. Everybody who signed up that wants one is going to be able to purchase one. If we get more than that, we're going to export that list. Let's say we get 100 people that want it. We only have 97 bottles. We're going to export that list. We're going to randomize it just like we do picks to go on our draw, or picks to go on the barrel picks, or for the allocated bottles. And then those first 97 people will have an opportunity to buy it. Now, I will say this doesn't mean that anybody who didn't get one in that initial list isn't going to get a bottle, because remember, we hold 2 cases back for broken bottles and then for the summer event. So if we don't get any broken bottles in the shipment, then that's going to be 6 more bottles that we can open up for people. So that's, I think, the most fair way to do it. And like I said, again, not everybody is going to want an extra bottle. Some people are, and that's the way we will run that. So if you guys are confused about that, or you have any questions, make sure you're putting your questions in the chat, because we are going to get to your questions at the end of all of our updates. And yeah, so that pretty much is it for the barrels. Next update I had was kind of twofold, was a bylaw update, and then our 501c3. So we've already had a question in the chat there. Our 501c3, is still the same status. It's been submitted. All the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. Everything is done on our end. We are literally just waiting for the IRS to do their thing. So I've been emailing with our case manager. Everything is still on track. It's just we're in the queue and they're processing it. When we filed for it originally, they were running like a 4 to 6 week time frame. I think they're at like an 8-week time frame now. So we still have a few weeks since our refiling for that before we would even hit that deadline. The other update is bylaws. So again, we expanded our board. We got some, additional really smart people on. Bill was going through our bylaws. Reggie went through our bylaws. They made some changes and updates to really just reflect how the organization is running. So, think Lance was just talking about this. We've only been in operation for like 4 months. That's crazy to think that, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, this wasn't even a thing. We weren't an organization. So, Dan says he's backstage. And so we put the bylaws together so we can get the organization founded and get everything going. And it worked and was great, and we got launched, but then they needed a little fine tuning. So Bill made some change suggestions. Resi did. We had a board meeting yesterday. That meeting minutes will be available soon on. We voted to approve those bylaw changes. If you go to the Discord, there is a, Josh, what's it labeled? Like files or information or something like that for members?
Yeah, it's something along those lines. I'll tell you exactly what it is in just a second. It is members documents. Members documents.
So you can go on Discord, go into the members document. There's a link to our shared Google Drive, and you can pull up the new bylaws, and you'll be able to look through those. So nothing earth shattering, just trying to closer reflect how we're actually operating. And that's it for that. So again, if anybody has any questions about that, make sure you put them in the chat. We are going to get to everybody's questions. And then next up, we've got Josh and Kim with support from Lance on some merch updates.
Yeah, Kim, do you want to take this
Sure.
heading off?
So we're super excited about some new merch that we're working on. So we're looking at some upgraded and quality t-shirts and hoodies, even though the current ones are great. We're looking at some different apparel. We're looking at a couple of ladies fit apparel, and then also some non-apparel items. So we've got a couple of different hats, a couple of different glasses, a whiskey glass, a water glass, a camelback, a really cool whiskey journal notebook. So super excited about this. We are working through finalizing what the items are going to be, I would say, over the next couple of weeks. And then we'll work on getting the store integrated into the website. And so I would say by our July meeting, we should have a really good update on them being available on the website.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on that and just say that, we kind of dialing in on ordering samples to make sure that we've got exactly hands-on experience to know exactly what we're offering you guys. And that's just something that Kim and I are doing. We're paying for that. The organization is not paying for that. We want to just, I probably bought more clothes and shoes than the average bear. I'm a little bit of a stickler for that stuff. And one of my pet peeves, even though I love the hoodie we currently have, is that it does not run true to size. And so what we want to do is get high quality products that are running true to size, that feel great when you wear them, and then also expanding the product line, like Kim said, with all the other stuff. So yeah, that's really what we're focusing on. And again, just really focusing on quality, having the shipping included in the price, just making it easy as possible. And then to that point, integrating all the product listings into the Barrels for Hope website. So you're not having to go over here to get shirts and here to get hoodies. It's everything's going to be right there on the Barrels for Hope website.
Yeah. Awesome. We went through with this new supplier, kind of all the ideas and products available. We're really excited to be able to offer you guys those. And it kind of leads into the next update. We're going to talk about the budget real quick. But all of these different products, right? Like merch is cool. It's fun to have stuff with our logo on it. I'm really excited about the whiskey journal. I thought that looks really cool. Everyone likes sporting, a coffee mug with Barrels for Hope, and people ask about it, and you'll be able to tell them about it. Oh yeah, it's a great organization I'm in. We're raising money for charity. Gets people really excited. And I really like the hats too. The other thing it does is it helps us put us over our goal for our charity donations, right? Like, so when we're going to talk about the budget here a little bit, the main goal of our organization is to promote community support, help charities that we all have a personal connection with, and enjoy great whiskey in the process, right? So we already had budgeted, everybody knows our goal is at least 40,000 raised for charity, which we're going to hit that goal. But the extra bottles from the high yield barrels, right? The short the bottles we sell from the short barrel, all the merch that, you know, you send to your friend that they buy. We get a portion of the proceeds from that too that are going to go right into our charity fund. So, you know, the goal is to yes, hit the 40,000 for our charity, but let's cut even bigger checks to our charities, right? Let's beat our goal. And all these little extra things help us do that. So we, as you know, with Bill announcing the last 2 picks, the 4-gate barrel is an expensive barrel. When we planned it out, we did not initially expect a barrel that expensive. But with the great help of Reggie, and when he is back on, able to be in a meeting, we can provide some more details because he's our numbers guy. But we went over it with him, and we are still on target. We're pressing good. We are going to hit our $40,000 goal. Our job now as a group is to beat that goal. So that's where we're pressing for too. So we are on track. We're 3 barrels into it. We got 3 more picks to do. We've got our budget. We've got our cash flow set up. We're hitting our goal for our charity. And we're going to exceed that goal. That's all our plans now. And the next summer event is just going to be amazing. I really can't wait for it. So, if you do have any other questions about the merch or the budget or any of that, because we are all in this together, raising money for charity. Again, make sure you put those questions in the chat. And we got Dan with us now. Dan, hey buddy, how are you doing?
Can you hear me?
There you go, bud. We got you loud and clear.
Yeah, how are you guys?
Good. Anything you got for the group? Anything interesting going on? What's new with you?
Man, not too much. I mean, I've been kind of laying low lately. I mean, been put out a couple reviews, but I know I do have a barrel pick lined up in August, at the end of August, with Starlight. So I'm gonna be doing a barrel pick with them, and Jay. I'm actually gonna be doing it with Jay West from Shared Pour. So Whiskey Raiders. So yeah, I'm gonna collab with him and go over there in August and see what fun barrels we can find over there.
Oh man, I love Starlight. I mean,
yeah,
that's a great time.
I've never been there, so I missed an opportunity to go there last year, but looking forward to it this year. So
yeah,
get a designated driver.
Yep,
Yeah.
take your Z-Biotics with you.
Yeah. Josh, Bill, and I were there just a few months ago, and wow, you're gonna have a fun time.
You're gonna take a lot of barrels.
yeah,
we were 5 barrels.
We were looking forward to. So
Dan, we were 5 barrels in before I realized we were even on the pick. Like they just transitioned into it, and then they're like, "Hey, let's go over to the warehouse." And I was like, "Wait a minute,
We hadn't even gotten to the rig house yet. We were right behind the gift shop, and we were 5 barrels in.
damn, yeah. I mean, I know Jay had said that there's we have access to pretty much everything there. So I'm hoping to find something really cool with him. So
yeah, awesome. All right. Well, unless anybody in the group here has any more updates that maybe I had missed, last up on our list is the allocated bottle draw, and then we'll get to the questions and just open it up to the chat in the group. So, do we have anything that we missed?
I don't think so.
All right. Awesome. Cool. Let's get to the fun stuff and get some bottles. We have a good month this month.
We have some nice bottles.
Yeah.
This month.
We told you guys that, you know, when we started this thing, it was like in the dredges of allocation season, and now we're kind of like things are, you know, we're further down the line and better bottles are coming down the pipeline. Yeah. So that's just the way it goes.
Starting to roll now. So.
So yeah, I'll let everybody know what the allocations are. Before I do that, just a huge shout out to all of you board members for working so hard in just 4 months and all the progress from merch to adding board members to bylaws to getting these picks lined up. I mean, you guys have just done an amazing job, and I just couldn't be happier that all of you are on the board. I hope all our members are happy. I think this is it's gone as good as I could have imagined, knowing that we're going to hit our goal for charity and You guys work so hard to get all these picks. It's been awesome. So kudos to all of you guys.
Yep, all of you. And Lance, I mean, I'm just personally thrilled that you're happy with it. I mean, this is your brainchild. This is your baby.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, but none of it's possible without you guys. You guys are really just like took a small idea Josh and I had and really ran with it. And, obviously we had a dream of what it could be. And I just can't believe how well the first year, or I shouldn't even say the first year, the first 4 months have gone.
yeah,
So
I can't believe that it's only been 4 months. And,
Yeah.
and we've got a great membership, right? Like everybody, all of you out there, all the members that are supporting this effort and enjoying on the journey. And you haven't even gotten a bottle yet. We're getting them out to you now, but you guys have been great. And thank you again for the continued support.
I was telling some of my clients today, because I train a bunch of people and they were asking me how everything's going. And because it's a bit of a dichotomy to be a trainer and focus on health and then be in bourbon as well. So they're always asking me how everything's going. And I was telling them I'm so excited for the 14th to start posting pictures of us packaging up your bottles and getting ready to ship them. I'm just so excited for that. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
So sorry, Josh, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, kind of piggybacking on what Joe said, don't think it goes unnoticed how much we appreciate you guys for hanging in there. We know that there's a long runway. I've said this before, like, getting a barrel pick program or club off the ground requires a long runway because we go do the picks and then we wait months and months and months. And in those months, you guys are paying dues and you're staying active. And, that's not lost on us, like we are the board, but we're also in this with you guys. It feels wild that it's only 4 months because it feels like we've been working on it for so much longer than that. And we've done so much in 4 months. In large part thanks to you guys' support and just being here as part of it. So, to know that we've got the expansion of the board was such a huge thing. I can't say that enough. I want to, tip my hat to Reggie. I was the previous treasurer. Reggie is doing work, you guys. You have no clue how on point Reggie is with all of this stuff to make sure that we are hitting every single financial goal that we have. And then we're coming up, it's freed us up to come up with ideas of how we can supersede the goals that we've set. So, I mean, we're just getting started. This thing is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So with that being said, the allocations this month, we've got 3 Larceny Barrel Proof B523s, 3 McKenna 10s, 3 Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523s, 3 Eagle Rares, and 2 Early Times Bottled and Bonds. So let me share the screen here. All right. So we're down to 98 names. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Here we go. And there's our 14. Daniel Koka, Nate Dwyer, Ethan, I'll have to look who that is, Stanley Wagner Jr., Troy Bucker, the Whiskey Sergeant, Chad Hinton, Keith Thompson, Jacob Enrique, Spin, Nadal, Reginald Martin, Brian Rasky, Mark Walker, and Brad Key. Those are our winners.
So finally a board member showed up. Finally a board member showed up.
A board member on the board.
I recognize some of those other names too. That's awesome.
I do too. Yeah, that's
everybody.
awesome. And Adam, early times, it is allocated in some markets, and in some markets, just a lot of markets, it's only available in 13 states. So the fact that we can even get it out there to the other, don't make me do math, 37 states through the club.
Right.
Thank God for Reggie.
Those of you that have not had that,
and that just proves why Reggie's important because he can't subtract 13 from 50.
for those of you that haven't tried that, the Larceny B523, I think you're in for quite the surprise. So,
Nice.
Yeah, I had fingers crossed I might get drawn for that, but no such luck. But hey, that would be my number one choice.
Nice. All right. Well, that's great. Congratulations again, everybody. Same process. You will be contacted whether or not you want your bottles. Yep, by Bill. So again, that's another plug. Please check your Patreon accounts. I know you had to have seen this through the Patreon messages, through the Discord message, through the emails. Check your Patreon account. Make sure your email address is correct. Make sure it's not going to spam. Check your spam folder, all of that kind of stuff. It will be coming from Bill at barrelsforhope.com is the email address. And then we can get that, get the payments in, get it ordered, and get your bottles shipped to you. So Josh, did you have anything else on that one?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is worth wagging a finger about, because Adam Shelton asked in the chat what the process was on the extra bottles beyond the yield. And this goes to just like ties into all of that as well. Make sure you're getting Patreon updates when we post stuff on Barrels for Hope. You may be members of other communities and you may have those notifications turned on or off or whatever. But what you're going to have is you're going to have Bill contacting you via email. We're going to have posts going up on Patreon. Now that the machine is really up to speed and we're going to start delivering bottles for you guys, you need to make sure that you're getting those notifications so that you can opt in if you want to purchase additional bottles beyond the yield, or like on the Elijah Craig short barrel that we got, things like that. If you're not getting it and you're not checking that box, yes, I want to be included in the random draw, because it's going to be a random draw. It's not going to be a random drop where everybody has to rush and try to get it. We want to be fair. We want to kind of make sure everybody has a fair and equal shot at it. So we'll randomize everyone who opts in for the amount of bottles that we have. If you guys don't want to opt in, that's fine. I'll buy extra bottles. I'm cool with that. But if you do want to opt in, make sure you check that yes on Patreon. That's going to be how you're going to get in for the drawing on the additional bottles.
Yeah, good point. So check email for spam, check to make sure your email is correct, and check to make sure you have notifications set up on for hours at least. So
and if Lance and I can connect sometime tomorrow to get the email addresses of the people that were just drawn, I'll get those emails out late tomorrow or Saturday.
Yeah, I'll message you tomorrow, Bill, with those. And I did see that message from Ben. I must have accidentally left him on. So whoever was number 15, I'll put you on the list and get those all to Bill.
Perfect.
Yeah, awesome.
Class act, Ben. And I will say we're trying to post on Discord, and we're getting email correspondence as well. That we're trying to do like a triple threat on the communications with you guys to make sure that nobody misses it, because we know some people aren't on Discord. We know, some people don't check their email, but please check your email and please pay attention to Patreon, because the most important stuff will come through that communication.
Yep. Awesome. So there you go. There's your public service announcement for the stream. Now we can get into some questions here in the chat. Lance, I don't know. I saw you start one. We kind of addressed the 501c3 issue so far.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I saw that was.
So we did have one question. Somebody asked again. They might have came in a little late, might have missed it. How are we handling the short barrel and the extra bottles? So quick recap, because we do have a lot more people watching now than we did in the beginning. We are going to post a Patreon poll for an opt-in, and that is going to be the standard process for extra bottles from our standard barrels and for the short barrel. Okay. So where Josh just said, make sure you have your notifications set up in that so you don't miss that opt-in. It'll be an opt-in poll, and all you got to do is check mark yes on the poll. You want to opt in. And then we'll get a list of everybody who's interested in an extra bottle, because some people might not want an extra bottle, and that's perfectly fine. And then if we have enough bottles to satisfy everyone that opt in, well, guess what? Everyone has the opportunity to buy it. If we have more people opt in than we have bottles left available, then what we're going to do is we're going to export that list into Excel, and then we are going to randomize it, and then those people have the opportunity to buy it. And yes, members in the $5 tier will have the same opportunity as full members in that opt-in. So yes, we want those people. Our $5 tier is our charity support tier, right? Like that money is going into the charity part, but want you guys while you're waiting for a potential full member spot to still participate and be able to get bottles. So yes, $5 tier, you are available for the opt-in. So we had another one. What was that other one? Oh, how long will the poll be open? Yeah, Josh, what were you thinking about that? I was thinking like one day ish. Like it doesn't need to be out there for like a week.
Right. It doesn't need to sit for a week. We do. I mean, if you think about this logistically, we're getting the yield. The bottles are showing up at A1 Liquors, and then basically we've got to get down there, get a game plan together for getting those out for you guys. And we've got all that established, but we can't drag that process out either. So what's going to happen is it's going to be up, I would say probably like 2 days, 3 days max. That's more than enough time. People get busy, so we understand that. But, you'll have a day or two to opt in. Just make sure you're checking it once you get that notification. Select what you want to select, and we'll get you either added or not added. If you don't want an extra barrel, or extra bottle, that's totally fine.
Yeah, so that'll be a day or two or whatever. We want to make sure everyone has the opportunity. I'm seeing some more questions on the opt-in.
Hey, Joe, can I add something to that? I think it goes without saying, but I just want to make sure we're absolutely clear. You guys know that with your membership, you get the bottle and the shipping's included, but the $5 tiers, when you buy an extra bottle, you're going to have to pay shipping on top of that.
Yep.
Well, anybody for the extra bottles, because
anybody for the extra bottle.
Even full members are going to pay shipping on extra bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But not for the bottle that's included in their membership.
Correct. Only if they buy a second one.
Right.
And one thing I'll add for $5 tier members or anybody watching, I mean, a couple days ago, Joe, Kim, remind me, there was a couple of full membership spots open. So
yes, there was.
If somebody is in the $5 tier and watching, go to patreon.com. You can upgrade to full member. You might be able to do it tonight.
There might be one spot. I don't know if there's a spot open or not. But
there were a couple day before yesterday.
And the time to check, honestly, I mean, we wish we could track that nonstop and post every time a spot opened up. It would get kind of tedious and repetitive. Definitely check at the end of the month. That like people cancel memberships at the end of the month. They see that the next month is coming up, and our billing cycle, just for full disclosure here, we started in mid-February. So the billing cycle runs mid-month to mid-month. So when I say end of month, what I actually mean is check around the first or second week of the month to see if anybody's dropping out before the next 30 days of charges come through.
Yep. Couple other questions on here on that. How many are in the $5 tier? I'm not sure. There was like 15 or so in there. Do the $5 members get priority in the extra bottles? Jay, no. The poll will be open to all members, whether you're a full member or a $5 tier. It's open to all. Everybody will be able to put their name in, and then we will do a randomizer if we exceed the number of bottles available. Let's see.
Hey, Joe, not a question, but EJ commented earlier around merch and wanting Glens. So just wanted to know that we saw that, and that's a little bit harder, but we will look at it.
Yeah, the Glens are a little different. I don't think she has those available. Most places where you're going to get Glens from, you have to do a bulk order, which means we have to have an inventory, then ship it out ourselves. So the most likely area for Glens and tasters and stuff, we talked about having at our summer event, right? Like doing a bulk order, having them there for people. And then it would be like kind of a limited edition thing, only accessible at our summer event type deal.
And there are 14 in the $5 tier, 14 people 14. In the $5 tier.
So another one down here, $5 tier open for just the extra bottles and the short barrel. So $5 tier members will have the opportunity to opt in for the short barrel as well. So
if you guys are in that $5 tier, you're definitely going to get some bottles if you want them, especially with the hard truth yield and
oh yeah.
you guys are going to
The
be able to
make,
get the
yeah,
bottles.
yeah, they're coming.
Yeah, they're not going to get access to everything, right? Like, but you can probably expect a couple during the year at some point. $5 tier members, you will also have the opportunity to buy a ticket to the summer event as well, just like full members. So we'll have stuff there. So more information on the summer event, but just little tidbits there. Top Dog says, how about challenge coin? I don't know if she can do coins or not. That might be an option we can look into as well.
That might be a fun thing to look at for the summer event. Is something for people to get to the summer event?
That, the Glens. It's really, we're going to have some stuff there that it is difficult for us to maintain on the store, stuff that has to be in a bulk order, stuff that's not really drop shipping. We'll plan on having.
I mean, I've done challenge coins for groups before. It's definitely something you have to order in bulk. So we'd have to order them for everybody and figure out what the appropriate way to use them was.
Yeah, so that's more of like a special event type thing. Let's see. Are we missing anything else in the...
So Don Prince says, seems like full members should have first option for the short barrel, but okay. So we hear you there, but literally Elijah, or Heaven Hill rather, like they did not have to give us that barrel at all. Like that is a total bonus. So, you know,
that was not included. That was never included in the original membership. That was, just like Josh said, a surprise bonus. So that's
we literally shouldn't have gotten it. The only reason we did was because we are a charity organization and all the money's raising, you know, all the money's coming through, and the yield, again, like we're going to double check barrel numbers because I could lift that barrel with my pinky and I would have been surprised if there was 50 bottles in it. So to hear the yield, like we got to check the barrel number to make sure it's the right one.
Yeah. And also like another state donated their allocation to us because Illinois was out of barrels. So we really got lucky and sweet talked our way into that. So.
And the full membership is promised 6 picks, and we've got 6. Somebody earlier said something about a surprise number 7. Well, the short barrel really is the surprise number 7. So.
Yeah. I mean, this these picks are as good as we're going to do, guys. It's a pretty amazing list.
Yeah, and with only 14 $5 tier members and 140 plus full members, the vast majority of it's going to full members anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Any other questions you guys are seeing that we missed?
Terry wants to know, he jumped on late, where the last 2 picks will be.
Yeah, well, Bill has one of them in front of him right now. So yeah, four gate, and then Still Austin cask strength. So 4 gate and Still Austin cask strength are our last 2.
Hey, Bill, I don't even know if I should say this out loud, so don't feel like you need to answer this. Is there an NDA on the distillate used on one of those samples they sent us?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know the answer to that, but let's put it this way. There's a pretty good rumor that the distillate could be something along the line of 5 flowers.
I would literally, if Bill said where the distillate came from, I would literally go out to the rose bushes in front of my house, pluck a handful of them and slap him in the face with them.
Joe's ready to end this stream.
Oh, dang, I don't have control of it. What's going on? We're never going to get the pick again.
Now, to be honest, I can't even say for sure that's true for all 3 of the barrels that are. I only have good information that it's true on one of the 3.
And this is a cool thing for everybody watching. So when we do this pick, the sample, Bill is close to the representative. What we're going to do is Bill's going to get the samples in, and then we're getting just barely enough for the board members to be able to do this. Unfortunately, we wish that were not the case, but it is what it is. You know, 4 gate is kind of going out of their way to make this possible for us. So what we're going to do is Bill's going to split the samples, send those out to the board members blind. So we're not going to know what we're tasting when we're tasting it. And you guys are going to get to see that play out on the live stream tentatively on July the 20th, subject to move depending on schedules and all that stuff, but it's coming really soon.
I can make the 20th for sure. So
Yeah,
I'm canceling a Four Roses pick. So
it's mostly subject to the samples getting to me and my ability to get them divided up, mailed out to all the board members by then. Which, if I get them, I'll get it done. Well, when I say we, because my wife will do most of the work.
Yeah.
Hey, we missed an important question. EJ says his wife wants to know if the bass behind you sings.
It does not. That was caught by my father years ago, so I have it as a keepsake. So yeah, it does not sing, but it sings to me every day, kind of.
Danny says, just able to hop on and heard maybe we're getting a 4-gate. Yes, you heard correct. Pick number 5 is 4-gate. Pick number 6 is still Austin cask strength. So really exciting finish to the lineup for the season.
Yeah, when you think about the picks that we're getting, I personally, I mean, you know, I think it's really cool. Like, we're getting some legacy distilleries. We're getting some like heavy hitters, like 4-gate in the finishing, like in sourcing game. We're getting some smaller distilleries like Still Austin and Middle West Spirits. Like, this lineup of picks, I'm psyched about it. If I feel like I'm psyched about it, then I feel like other people have to be as well.
That's a good question.
That's a great question. You have us all fanboying out and trying to get autographs and stuff.
Aspirational for sure, Adam, but you can't get a yes if you don't ask.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think everybody's super pleased. It's very, very exciting.
Well, and here's the thing, right? Like, we don't know what the 4-gates and the Still Austin are going to taste like yet, but I can tell you the 3 that we've, or the Middle West for that matter, but the 3 of the 6 that we've done, they're awesome. So like, if the other 3 live up to it, like, amazing, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, there's some uniqueness here. I mean, this Middle West is a perfect example. You can't buy this everywhere. I mean, most people haven't heard of it. I hadn't heard of it until Joe calls me one day and says, "Hey, I got this really cool pick. You want a bottle? Sure, send it to me." And then I drank it. I was like, "Holy crap! Why didn't I buy 6?"
I'm most excited for people to taste that. I'm most excited for people to taste that and Hard Truth.
Yeah. Oh, the Hard Truth. Oh man, I can't wait till those bottles get to everybody.
I can't either.
Oh man.
And I will say, like, there has been, and like the Still Austin pick, there have obviously single barrels, right? But there have been single barrels out there in blind tastings on Whiskey Tube that have beat like high profile banner bottles from legacy distilleries. And I'm talking like stuff that people pay $1,000 a bottle for type stuff.
Yeah, right here. I got the chocolate malt going tonight.
Oh, that stuff's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
And the caramel malt's better in my opinion.
Is it?
The caramel.
Yeah. Caramel malt is fantastic.
I haven't tried
caramel malt's where it's at.
Yeah, 5th quarter tailgate said for a charity, the value of membership is worth it. Thanks. That's exactly what we want. You know, obviously our number one goal is to donate to charity, but we want to make sure that you guys are happy with what we're doing. So,
and can I say real quick, you know, I want to kind of tip my hat to Lance a little bit here, but like, one of the things that was spoken about when Lance originally contacted me with this idea was the fact that, you know, there are other places you can go where you can pay a small fee for Patreon support, and then you're in line for a barrel pick in a tiered order, and a lot of us do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's great, and it's fun, it's exciting, and all that stuff. This was a really unconventional idea that Lance sparked up of having essentially a barrel pick subscription club. So in the sense that for him, when he came to me with this idea, he's like, I kind of want to, circumvent some of that FOMO, that rushing to purchase something and then not knowing whether you really wanted to buy it or not, but you just bought it because, some of the things we're talking about with like the opt-in for extra bottles over the yield beyond the picks or extra barrels like the extra Elijah Craig barrel, that opt-in process also plays into that of kind of circumventing the rush to buy, where we're trying to be as like fair and equitable as possible. I don't even know if that's the right word or not, but like, just trying to like, let's just all chill out and enjoy the whiskey together. Right. So like, there's a very high likelihood that, on our July live stream, but for sure on our August live stream, we're going to be sipping barrels that we all picked together with you guys once you have them in hand. And it's just a different speed and it's a different pace. And I really love the idea because I'm pretty anti FOMO. And I don't like, always feeling like I'm going to miss something. So yeah.
Unless it's King of Kentucky.
Right. But like, I mean, I just kudos to Lance for coming up with this idea.
Thanks, man. But yeah, I appreciate that. But honestly, you had a lot to do with it, and the whole board had a lot to do with it. I didn't like the feeling sometimes of bottom tiers missing out on picks and wanting to get stuff. So that's basically how the idea came about. But I'm glad it worked out, man. You guys helped evolve it and shape it to what it is, and I'm very, very happy with the membership the benefits of membership everybody's going to get. I don't think it could be better. And knowing that, half their membership goes to charity is a cherry on top. So it's great.
So Whiskey Uncensored.
I'd like to address his question.
Yeah.
Whiskey Uncensored asked about the 4-gate barrels. And I investigated this exact point with Bill Straub personally. I talked to Bill before we weren't selected to get this pick, because I'm aware of the short barrels too. He assures me it's an anomaly, and he's told me the only barrel he's aware of that was short enough that it would not meet our membership requirements was the one that the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club got, which is an amazing barrel, by the way. So he's very confident that the other barrels as a matter of routine. But I was very clear. 147 bottles minimum is an absolute requirement for us. And that's been true of every pick we've done. That's been a conversation everywhere we've gone. And so I don't anticipate a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kevin says thanks needs to go to A1 Liquor also. Of 100%. I mean, none of this is possible without that relationship with Narab. So, yep, 100%.
Yep. So if you guys are ever traveling down I-57 in Illinois, down in central to southern Illinois, stop by A1 and help that. Well, not that they need help; they're a big store, but definitely shop there.
But yeah, if you're gonna pick, there's a lot of stores out there, and if you're gonna support any of them, support those that are supporting other people too. So,
absolutely.
All right. Well, let's see. Are we missing?
Josh, what are you drinking?
Questions?
So I'm drinking. I got a few things out here, but I picked up. These are Natural Barrel Company's Wax On and Wax Off.
Oh, saw those. Yeah.
And one has wax on, and wax off. These are 5-year-old Kentucky sourced distillate. I live 4 miles door to door from Natural Barrel Company, so I go over there and get in trouble sometimes.
Are those from those barrel runs that you said were right after the 1500 series?
Yeah, so they ran out of their numbers ran into some of the MGP barrels they had, so then they switched them over to the 5100 numbers. So as far as I know, these were still available on their Shopify or their Buy Spirits Direct website as of yesterday, I think.
They won't be in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. They're expensive. Their Natural Barrel Company is just, their prices are less than ideal, I will say. But oh, man, the stuff is really good. All right, Adam Shelton says they're gone.
Yeah, I don't think Nashville Bear. You look at Nashville Bear Company, you think 5 to 6 year juice, and you think it is overpriced till you taste it, and then you're like, I have no problem with the price.
Yep,
yeah,
that's exactly
and
right.
Full disclosure, I mean, there are logistical issues with Nashville Barrel Company and getting a pick through a store in Illinois. That's something we have looked into. It's something that we would like to pull off, but we can't make you guys any promises on that front. You know, all I can do is try my best since I live right down the road from them. Could be a pick in the future. Could never pan out for all we know. I personally love their stuff, but I also had the benefit of being able to taste a lot of it since they're local. So, yeah, I mean, I don't typically pay $120 for a bottle of 5-year bourbon, but I just did 3 times over because it's that good. I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
Aaron
vote with
could
your
be
dollars.
watching this.
Yeah. Hopefully she's got her noise canceling headphones in the other room. Oh, I just heard her say, I can hear you.
Yeah, and we can hear her say that. You're busted, dude.
That means I'm in trouble later, y'all.
1 time over, not 3 times over. I meant 1 time over.
Whiskey Uncensored asks, tastes like the same source as the Epic 1500s. It is the same source. Verified. 3 different independent sources have verified, including someone that works there. The proofs aren't as high, though. The proofs are like down in the low 120s rather than the upper 120s, but you wouldn't know it drinking them.
Don, we should let Josh. I like the Snoop.
That's a meme. That's a meme right there. I love that.
You could you could blind that stuff with a lot of high end whiskey, and it would win.
And has for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, and I did a Matt Madness prep blind for Jason at Mash and Drum, and I put one of them as sample A. Very first question I asked him was to guess the age, and he guessed 10 years.
Yeah, I believe.
I mean, another whiskey tuber picked one of those barrels over a George T. Stagg 2022. Just saying. I didn't do that, but I probably would, honestly. And I've picked it over a lot of crazy stuff that I would be embarrassed to talk about on this stream.
You picked it over some stuff on your birthday.
Oh yeah, over a pirate bottle ECBP. I mean, yeah, I would love to get our hands on one of these natural barrel picks. They're not, again, to the point this is a great point. We're always trying to balance what picks we can get versus like cost of the picks, because we want to make sure we're meeting our charity goals at a minimum, preferably exceeding them. So if and when it works in the future, we will make it happen if we can make it happen for you guys.
I think that might be it. I don't see any other
that's
questions.
it. And we are coming right up on the hour mark. So we want to be mindful of everybody on their Thursday night. I know hopefully everybody's got some fun plans for the holiday weekend. Happy 4th of July to everybody. The family and I are taking the camper and heading out of town.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
Where are you going?
Yep. Pennsylvania or Virginia. We're going to go to Dorney Park. We're going to go to Kings Dominion, Hershey Park. So
Nice.
fun time.
You don't want to come help me move?
What's that?
You don't want to come help me move?
I do. I really do. But these camping reservations have been on the books for a while, and so all right. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. I hope everyone had a good time. I hope everyone really enjoyed the updates and excited for the picks coming up. The bottle's about to head your way. Hope everyone has a great 4th of July weekend planned, and I wish everyone the best and a safe weekend. And until next time we meet, cheers.
Don't blow
Cheers
any of
to
those
that.
pinky digits out.
Exactly.
Cheers
Cheers to all of you
guys.
guys.
Cheers, everybody.